Welcome back to the channel, everybody. If you know this channel at all, you know I'm kind of a mess. I work on cars, I work construction, I got tools and parts everywhere, right? Which obviously is a problem. Example, hypothetical. There's an emergency car show. I gotta get there to show off this hoopty fast. And I got crap in the way, right? Tile saw, tire, emergency kit, tools, like just nonsense, right? I gotta get that out of the way. And how I'm gonna do that is the point of today's video. We got a product by FLEXIMOUNT. It's a GL1 shelving unit. So it's a suspended shelf that you can crank all the way up and you can crank all the way down. So it gets stuff off the floor and up and out of the way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna throw it up real quick, show you guys how easy it is to install, and then I'm gonna use it. Then I'm gonna get my dang car out of the garage. It's perfect, nice and easy. I am stoked because I'm a mess, and anything that can help me gather my mental belongings a little bit, very welcome. All right, let's get started. All right, I literally tripped on the way over here, if that tells you anything. So first we're gonna throw up the installation template. I'm just gonna slap staple it in place because I think it's faster, and construction brain is like, that's better. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's recommended that you tape it, but if you adhere it in some way, shape, or form, you should be totally good to go. Alright, so I added in some framing because I wanted it shifted a little bit further back towards the wall because the way the shop was framed way back in the day was a little bit goofy. So I added in some structural supports so that we can get the full bite of those lag bolts up into the dimensional lumber. So then we'll mark our templates out and we'll get these brackets all mounted up, good to go. Alright, big brackets in the back. Boom. And there's little notches here. So you can't mess it up. Alright, also little side trick here. 2.4 inch depth is what they want for these pilot holes, so I just marked it with tape. If you bury the thing, the tape's gonna come off, but it's just a good marker instead of trying to mark it with a Sharpie or something and do, I don't know, it doesn't work. 0.2 is the thickness, so 0.25 is a 1/4 inch, so I went with like 7/32, right around 0.2. Throw these brackets in with that little in-cove little notch facing the center. I like to get all the bolts started. The slots are elongated, so it is pretty easy to not miss because there's a template and they're slotted. But just because, force of habit, I like to get them mostly in place and then finish drilling them home. 1/2 inch socket on my cheapo drill. Also, I did mention that I'm in construction. All that really means is that I have the tools. This is extremely not a difficult task. Also, you don't really have to deal with the cables because it's all already attached, which was my big fear on this because I hate dealing with steel cables. You just loosen these adjustment screws right here, which they give you an Allen key for. You don't have to go digging through your mess of a shop to find one. Boom. nothing done to it. So then, you give these little bolts. You gotta make sure those holes underneath here and this center bar are fully exposed so you can actually lock these all the way out. Alright, then they give you these little Allen head. Now they give you these little guys. So all these are not holding any weight or anything like that. These are just to prevent this bracket from sliding, even though you already have multiple things preventing it from sliding back and forth. Also, really good sign, they give you double lock nuts, and they're all nylocks. So, you have double nylock nut protection, which is crazy. Not a lot of places are going to be doing that stuff. Pull this lock, just like that. Then you hook this to this guy. And they give you this fancy little handle. But if you're lazy, what? Alright. I'm not gonna lie, I like this way more. That's so cool. Let's load it up. This is crazy to me. How about that? This thing will hold 300 pounds. And now I got all the crap out from behind my car. So that's about as good as it gets. So before I hop in this thing, fire it up, and whip it out of the garage, I'm gonna say if you want to organize your garage and get crap out of the path of travel for your vehicles, if you're messy like me, you should go get yourself some FLEXIMOUNT GL1 shelving units, because that's pretty trick. Right on. If you guys want to make some room to get your hoopties outside and in the daylight, there's going to be a code and a link in the description below. If you utilize that, you can get some of these for a good price. And honestly, just kind of show off a little bit, because when people walk into a garage and they see some crazy mechanical shelving unit that raises a lot, it's kind of a flex a little bit, I think. More importantly, that crap is out of the way. It's out of the way. All right, guys. I'm gonna get in the sport wagon and get out of here. You guys should go get one or two of these, because that's pretty cool. I like that. That's one of those I wish I would have thought of that moments, but that's all right. I'll get over it. All right, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.